Warning. Applying these principles may change your life. People will look at you differently. You'll walk straighter, live bolder, and find out who you are. This is the Manlihood ManCast.
Hey guys, Josh Hatcher here for the Manlihood ManCast. Listen, this week's episode, we're going to talk about the real American dream, which, the American dream is a concept that we all want to get behind, we all want to think about. It really has been something that we've all kind of wanted since before the Revolution in 1776. And I think that we may have gotten it wrong many times over the years. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Listen, before we take our break, though, I want you to listen. This matters a lot to me. I want you to go to manlihood.com/store, and you can go there and support what we're doing by buying some of our resources, buying some apparel. Do something there to help support Manlihood and the vision that we have of helping men be better men. Anyway, we're going to be back and talk about the real American dream on the Manlihood ManCast in just a moment.
Hey man, I see you. I see your fire going out. I see your marriage barely holding on. I know you're broke, wore out, and at the end of your rope. I've been there. It sucks. Sucks the spark right out of you. Till all you have is a pile of wet wood. It feels like it's never gonna burn. I can't fix your problems. I can't make her love you again. I can't lose 50 pounds for you or fill your bank account. But I can remind you of who you are. I can share some of my fire. I can help you make a plan to get your life back on track. So let's go. Let's do this. Let's reignite our lives. There's a lot at stake. No one wants their marriage to end in divorce. No one wants to wallow in despair or to the dark places that follow. So let's do it. Let's reignite our lives. Let's reignite our passion, our marriage, our health, our career, our dreams, our mindsets. Get reignite today.
Hey, welcome back to the Manlihood ManCast. I'm your host, Josh Hatcher. We've got some great things happening at manlihood.com. We've got our Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group for men only called the Manlihood Man Cave. It's funny because I do get invitations occasionally from women or from men who have a joint account, and we're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let you in unless you're a man, and that matters a lot to me to make sure that we have a place that's safe. I know, that sounds ridiculous. We don't need a safe space like where we can talk without getting offended, but we do need a place where we can be open and real and not have to worry about whether our wives are going to see some of the struggles that we have or whether they're going to see our weakness. The Manlihood Man Cave is about men, helping men be better men. And so we're helping each other, and it's a place where we can be real and authentic with each other without any fear of repercussions. And honestly, I'm pretty excited about what has come out of the Manlihood Man Cave. And I want to encourage you to check it out. So go to facebook.com/manlihoodmancave. Listen, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all those places. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe to this, and share it with a friend. If you're listening to it on a podcast app, please leave it a review because it helps us spread the word to other men about what we're doing at Manlihood. So we're going to get right into the meat of today's episode, which is the real American dream. Actually, I wrote an article years ago when my kids were little for Relevant magazine. At the time, Relevant was a little bit more moderate than it is right now, and I don't mean that. I mean moderate kind of in it where it fell politically. Might lean a little more left than I do now, but then it was a little more kind of in the middle. Or at least it seemed that way. Maybe I was a little more to the left then. I don't know. But I wrote for them, and I wrote an article called Living the American Dream. And in it, I talked about the fact that they have lied to us and we have misunderstood what the American dream is. We get this picture that the American dream is anybody can make it rich, anybody can be big, anybody can have success beyond their wildest dreams in America. That's not what the American dream was meant to be or what it actually is. Let's make something clear. We're living in the most divisive time that I think I have ever seen in my life. And I am willing to bet maybe even more divisive than the 60s, maybe even more divisive than other times throughout history. maybe almost as much as the Civil War, but we're not taking up arms against each other at this point, so that might be the most divisive time. But the difference is, in the Civil War, those lines were much clearer because it was North and South. You had a geographic location affecting that, whereas today, your neighbor might be on the opposite side politically from you. Your neighbor might see things very differently than you do. And I want to make it clear, I'm not a centrist or a middle of the road or even really a moderate in terms of how I view myself politically. I think I'm going to identify with one side more than the other in terms of what I believe in, what I support. Honestly, I don't even like the idea that there's two sides, because while I'm not a centrist, I think that none of us are all Republican or all Democrat. Really, rather, what we are in this country is we are mostly people who want the same thing. We honestly, most of us want the same thing. If you look at what's happening today, the Black Lives Matter movement, the Police Lives Matter movement, the All Lives Matter movement, the Republicans, the Democrats, the wear a mask out in public, and the who are you to tell me to wear a mask people, whatever the division is that you find yourself falling on, we all want the same thing, believe it or not. We really do. What we want from America is the same thing. Are you ready? We want to be able to enjoy our freedoms and to be left alone. We want the right to work hard, to provide for our families, and to advance our station. We want to be able to help other people around us and make sure that the people around us that are in our lives and that are connected with us or in our neighborhoods are having those same opportunities. We want liberty and justice for all. We want life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what we all want. Now, some of us are going to disagree on what that looks like. Some of us think that it involves X, Y, or Z, and some of us think that it involves A, B, or C, or 1, 2, and 3. And that's where we start getting our divisiveness coming into play, is we start focusing on how we're going to get to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, or liberty and justice for all. We start fixating on the minutia, and then we polarize against each other on that. And what it does is it creates the opposite of what's printed on the back of our money, e pluribus unum, which is out of many one. And what we basically have created is a free-for-all of everybody against yourself. Everybody against everybody. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and that is not the American dream. The American dream is not about getting rich. The American dream is not about being super successful. The American dream is about being free and having opportunity and sharing opportunity and creating opportunity and doing the right thing and being able to provide for your family and to be able to enjoy your freedom and be left alone. That's what the Black Lives Matter guys want. That's what the All Lives Matter guys want, and that's really what everybody wants. We want to be able to enjoy our freedom and be left alone. So really the way I see it is I think everybody in America is pretty much libertarian with some leanings one way or another depending on what the issue is. Now, what we've bought, they've sold it to us and we've bought it, is this idea that what we want is different. No, what they want is different. What they want is for us to be divided and against each other. Yes, we're going to disagree about how some of this stuff gets worked out. We can compromise and we can work it out and we can find a balance, right? Guys, the American dream is about you and your home and your property and your family being sovereign and under your management. And you have the right to determine what it is that you do. Now, yes, we have to have some laws, we have to have some regulations, we have to have some of those things, especially if people are not moral. If there is a lack of moral center in the life of our culture, we're going to start seeing some breakdowns. You know, I want to be free to do what I want to do, but that doesn't mean I should be free to rob a bank, for example. Some people think they should be free to rob a bank. It doesn't work that way. There has to be a moral center to this. But that's what we want. We want freedom. And in the instances where morality breaks down, government is supposed to help. But guys, we've lost our vision. And then we get focused on the minutia. We get focused on the bull crap. And then we buy what they're selling us. So we keep voting for crap people. We keep voting for crap governors. We keep voting for crap presidents. We keep voting for crap Republicans and congressmen. We keep buying it. And we don't stop to think about the fact that the people that we're electing and that are staying in power are people who already have achieved their level of success, and they're acting out of wealth, and they're being backed by people with wealth. Nothing wrong with having wealth if you use it responsibly, and if you enjoy your liberty and enjoy your freedom and leave other people alone. That's not what's happening, though. So I think we have to fully understand that they don't have our best interests at heart. And we need to be careful about that before we vote. Does this person have the best interests of America at heart? And it's okay if we disagree on what that is. It is perfectly acceptable to disagree on that. Perfectly acceptable. That's the whole reason we have a system that allows us to vote and cast our vote. But don't get fixated on that stuff. Don't let that drive a wedge between you and your neighbor. Don't let that drive a wedge between you and your family. I saw a thing the other day where a friend of mine shared a post. It was making fun of a politician. Politicians are fair game, in my opinion. If you're running for office, you're going to get made fun of. And it made fun of him. It was Joe Biden sitting next to Obama. And Joe Biden said, I love MLB. And Barack Obama, with his head in his hands, said, it's BLM, you idiot. And I don't care whether you're voting for Biden. I really don't. I don't care whether you're voting for Trump or Obama. Heck, you could vote for him again if you want. I don't care. That's just funny because Biden is a guy that tends to mix up his words and not think through things and say stupid stuff, kind of like the other guy. And so it's funny. There's humor there, and we can laugh at it. So my friend shared the post, and then a family member just ripped him apart for being racist. He's like, I'm not racist. I'm not even saying anything at all about Black Lives Matter. I'm just saying Joe Biden says stupid stuff sometimes, and that's funny. I don't know, guys. I think we have to be at a place where we can stop being so offended by everything. We have to stop being goaded into this division. If we are a nation divided, okay? If we're a nation divided, we cannot stand. What can we unite on? What can we stand together on? You know what? I know. The American dream. Which is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Which is liberty and justice for all. We all want that. And we ought to be able to use that as a filter on the issues. Does this issue leave some with less liberty or less justice? Then we need to make sure we side for liberty and for justice. Does this issue keep people from being free to make their own decisions about what is right for their families? Then we need to side for liberty and for their freedom to make decisions. That's where we're going wrong, guys. That's where we're breaking down, guys. Is we aren't fighting for liberty and justice for all. We aren't fighting for liberty and justice and freedom. What we're fighting for is the R or the D next to our name on the voter registration, and that does not get us anywhere. It doesn't. Or the L, okay? I'll throw or the G, or whatever party. I mean, there are more than two parties. Unfortunately, we live in a world where two parties have ruled the day. And that's not going to work. Anyway, guys, I know talking about politics always ticks somebody off. So if you're listening to this and you're upset at me and you want to unfollow, go ahead. I don't care. I'm not telling you who to vote for. Honestly, if you ask my opinion who to vote for, no one 2020. That's a great ticket right there. His running mate, no one. Why do we need a president anyway? They don't do anything. Just being real. That's my perspective on this. I think we have gotten things mixed up. You know, we are assuming that the system is working the way it's supposed to work. But guys, it's not. And we need to refocus our vision, and we need to refocus what we're doing so that we can do the right thing for ourselves, for our neighbors, for our families. And that involves really grasping a hold of what the American dream is. The American dream isn't about getting rich here. The American dream is about getting a better station and being able to have the opportunity to move ahead. So maybe there's some wealth that comes with that. But the American dream is about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and liberty and justice for all. That's what it is. We, the people, are the ones who do that. So instead of expecting government to take care of things and fix everything, guys, how about you fix things in the world around you? How about you do the right thing for your neighbor, and you do the right thing for your family, and you do the right thing for yourself? Who cares what the government's doing? Anyway, guys, that's my political rant for you guys. I know, it's a bunch of nonsense for some of you, and you're all like, what's wrong with him? He doesn't even know. I don't care. I don't care what you think about my politics. If I did my job right, you're probably the majority of you are mad at me because I'm not supporting your candidate, and I'm okay with that. But I just want you guys to think about the fact that vote for yourself, vote for your family, vote for your neighborhood. That's what you need to do. You need to put them at a place where you are honoring and helping and serving them. Vote with your money, vote with your time, vote with your actions to make life better around you, because that is how we get the American dream. All right, I'm done on my political rant. I love you guys. I hope you guys tune in next week. We've got some more stuff coming your way. And again, subscribe to us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the videos. The more that you like it, the more that you comment, the more that YouTube shows it to other people. The same with Facebook, the same with whatever podcast stream you're listening to. If they know that you like this and are engaged with it, they'll share it with somebody else, and somebody else will see what we're doing and they'll get behind it. So help Manlihood grow by helping spread the word. I love you guys. I'll catch you next week.
You want to be a better man? Check out our website, manlihood.com, for blogs, videos, and more from our Manlihood team. Men, you can also join our private Facebook group, Manlihood ManCast, where you can meet up with a band of brothers who will challenge you and help you on your journey of manhood. Be sure to check out all our resources at manlihood.com/store. This episode is produced by Thatcher Media for manlihood.com. Our manly theme music is from Austin Sterling and also from Mark Cruz. Sure to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes, YouTube, or whatever you're listening to. Tune in again for more of the Manlihood ManCast.